Okay, Edwin, video always easier than just sending a long email. Okay, here we go. You can see my screen. This is the email you're gonna get. Okay, I talked to, as I mentioned, to the Philip Parker team, to Alex Koncik, who actually lives in Vienna. So they gave me the access. I signed an NDA. They gave me access to their data room. Okay, you can check it here. You have the links. Not too relevant. Okay, videos, pretty badly recorded videos actually. On the presentation that you've already seen. Okay, here I think what's relevant. Okay, in addition, you have this PDF. You can check it or not check it, where they're explaining how to run one of the business. They go into all this detail. I think the only interesting part is this one that I'll check with them. That's what I'm going to email Alex about to understand a little bit better. Because what we had talked about was kind of a different picture. Because this is kind of their generic use of their technology, which is kind of a Google search. Okay, with a lot of other applications, but it's a competitor of Google search, although they constantly say it isn't. It is actually a competitor. Okay, so that's not what I'm going to focus on. Okay, it's what we had talked about is that the same technology being used for that procurement data platform. And what's interesting about this, okay, you can check this video here that you have. It's a little bit long, but the interesting part is when you check this video here, which is a YouTube that actually much better that they have, where you can see that this application can apply, that this technology can have applications much broader in the long term in terms of capturing a lot of information, not only on the procurement, let's say, hey, I need this product and how I'm going to deliver that, but in addition, in capturing demand. Okay, and this, watch the video. I can explain a little bit later. Okay, this is why we were so long debating with Alex. We also debated some other stuff. Okay, because obviously the applications are multiple. But in case of this, and saying, hey, can you actually capture demand? Can you actually understand? Okay, the example they use is Kakuyu. I think it's spelled that way. Okay, Kakuyu, spoken by 7 million people. Okay, the same as Catalan. Okay. And there's no way for them to look up a bunch of information about any medical condition. And if you could capture this information, you potentially, this is a long-term game, potentially the intelligence or what you're bringing to the table is 10 times bigger. Because, okay, what we're trying to solve is the supply part, but this is the demand part is not really solved. Are you actually supplying what the market needs? The market mean people in Nigeria or people wherever. The examples happens to be Nigeria, okay, that he gives. Please watch it because that's the interesting part. The rest you can skip on. You have it there if you want to ever check it, okay? And here I'm sending you this little slide saying, yes, this tool is more than you need, okay? What the Austrian company is probably creating is fine to solve this initial problem. But long-term is like having a massive net, okay? Yes, short-term, you don't need the net. You just want to fish now and solve your problems. But it's very interesting. I think it's worth a conversation, especially given that this guy is in Vienna. So you can meet him in person and you can go a little bit in the details, okay? And I'll send the follow-up questions to Alex. If you say go, I'll make an intro, okay? And you both meet in Vienna. Okay. For Diamir, sorry. The PDF, okay, super technical and super technical. It's just explaining tasks, okay. It's just not. This is internal document. This is clearly not intended for you or intended for me. I mean, it's not super technical, but it just doesn't make sense. Okay, this is a task that they have. They shouldn't be telling you what task they're going to do. They should be telling themselves. Okay, so that's fine. I think it's just they seem to know you, so they're relaxed about it. Then going into the email, they do explain a little more here what would be the scope of a POC, what they need to do, some requirements, where it could be expansion. It's really summarized. Okay, normally you have here examples in 3 and 4 of more detail that I'm more used to. I mean, I've worked for bigger companies, but it's fine. Here, the key thing is because I can understand what they're doing. Okay, and here the only thing I'm missing. Okay, it's fine. They seem to be saying, hey, we're gonna really test this. We're gonna test if we can deliver, a recommendation. That's it. We are gonna take your data and we're gonna see if through the API queries we can actually bring you the information that is more valuable. I would say fine, especially if it's cheap, go for it, or they're not charging you even better. Okay. The only thing that I'm missing here, and I would say that's key in every kind of product development, is what's the objective and what are the KPIs? So how are you going to measure success? That's not mentioned here of that test. Okay, or maybe I've missed it because the German something with a translate, but this is key. What are the results that are going to prove that the test is good? Okay, time, for sure, that's going to be a case, and that's going to be pretty fast. You're going to be able to measure, from having a human being, but you measured how long it takes a human being. And then there's other measurements of saying, okay, the human being will have to do this, but what is the extra time that maybe versus the human being, the algorithm brings up our recommendation super fast? That's going to be, but what are the other implications around that? There has to be an understanding of what is currently happening and what is going to be reduced, because there's other setbacks when the application does this. Maybe the human then needs to do some follow-ups that before he was doing while he was looking. Just that as an example, okay? And that I would say is very important that you ask that and you insist on what is the outcome that we're going to see and how are we going to measure success, okay? And then finally, on the alternative product planning, what basically with the conversations I've been having, just on the follow-up on that, and the Igloo guys and the Django guys, these guys are not going to continue. Okay, I mean, they're open to having conversations, but they're bigger companies. They if there's no cash or some form of cash, they're not going to continue. In the case of Raju, this guy is pretty good, and the advantage we have is he's setting up a new business, so he's willing to go through it, and he's going to send me a document this week. Okay, so once I see the document, I had another session with him last week. Once I see the document, I can give you a little bit of a perspective, and especially the cost planning. I think that's going to be very interesting, because then we can compare, okay, these guys are doing this, and what are because what you want is this long-term, you want is they're just doing a micro test, is their roadmap to the future, which is a little bit what I had discussed with, especially with Tony from Igloo, but also a little bit with Olivier, and then this guy's going to do. Okay, so then you have the 3 steps. And please update me, even if you want to send me a video, just record yourself on WhatsApp on video and send it to me on WhatsApp. It's fine, or whatever you want. How did the meeting with Diamir go, or any question you have? And if you want to meet with Alex from the Philip Parker project, I think that's worth it. And then tell me a time to catch up. Okay. Hope that's good. I'm going to stop now and I'm going to send you the video. Okay. Ciao.